Hello, my name is Carmen Harris, and this is my final reflection for IDT 3600. In this course, we studied the ISTE standards, and the ISTE standards state that effective teachers model and apply the ISTE standards for students as they design, implement, and assess learning experiences to engage students and improve learning, enrich professional practice, and provide positive models for students, colleagues, and the community. The 5 ISTE standards for teachers are to facilitate and inspire student learning and creativity, to design and develop digital age learning experiences and assessments, model digital age work and learning, to promote and model digital citizenship and responsibility, and to engage in professional growth and leadership. So I have put together some examples that go along with these standards. So the first standard is to facilitate, inspire, and to inspire student learning and creativity. So my first example are the graphic organizers that we created. I created mine on Kidspiration. I feel like this helps to promote, support, and model creative and innovative thinking and inventiveness. So you can get on here and you can put all of your ideas into graphs, like kind of spread them out a little bit, and you can do different shapes, different colors, however you choose to do it. My second one is WebQuest, and I feel like this ties in with Standard 1B. To engage students in exploring real-world issues and solving authentic problems using digital tools and resources. So for this, we went to WebQuest, and we were encouraged to come up with like a creative scenario where the students would become engaged and then go through different websites in order to learn the information and complete the task at the end. So it helps with solving authentic problems using digital tools and resources. My third example are the comics that we used. I feel like this ties in with 1A also. So for this, you can get really creative with how you're teaching the students. I did mine with it's a second grade standard, math standard with greater than or less than, and used a little alligator to show which way that your symbols should be going. So the second ISTE standard is to design and develop digital age learning experiences and assessments. My first example are the interactive learning charts, interactive learning activities that we did. So I feel like this ties in with Standard 2A, to design or adapt relevant learning experience that incorporate digital tools and resources to promote student learning and creativity. Since there are so many interactive learning activities out there, you can incorporate these tools into any project, and it becomes really, and you can get really creative with it too, and also come up with ways to do it yourself. So the next one that I chose was WebQuest. I feel like it ties into 2B, to develop technology-enriched learning environments that enable all students to pursue their individual curiosities and become active participants in setting their own educational goals, managing their own learning, and assessing their own progress. So for this, the student or the teacher sets up the task, but the students go through the websites and get to come up with like what they're going to learn and what they're going to get out of it. And the last one that I chose for this one is the graphic organizers. I feel like this ties into 2A, to design or adapt relevant learning experience that incorporate digital tools and resources to promote student learning and creativity. So with this, again, they get to design and become creative with it. So the third ISTE standard is to model digital age work and learning. The first example that I chose was Web 2.0. I feel like it ties in with Standard 3B, to collaborate with students, peers, parents, and community members using digital tools. So with mine, I used the Prezi that we created, and that we came up with like a bunch of different Web 2.0 tools. Mine was Storyboard, and with this, the students are able to get on to this website, and it helps them with their reading and writing skills, and they get to be really creative with it. And invent their own story, and they can also share it with parents in the community. You also have an option to get your story turned into a book. So using digital tools and resources to support student success. The next one that I chose was spreadsheets. I feel like it ties in with 3A. It demonstrates fluency in technology systems and the transfer of current knowledge to new technologies and situations. So it enhanced my knowledge of using Microsoft spreadsheet and taught me how to use the calculators within it. The next one that I chose was our lecture captures that we did. I feel like it ties in with 3B to collaborate with students, peers, and parents, community members, and using digital tools and resources to support student success and innovation. So with all of these different tools, the screen capture, audio capture, and video capture, it makes it really easy to communicate with your students and your parents, and for students to communicate with each other, like whether they are in class or not in class. So the fourth ISTE standard is to promote and model digital citizenship and responsibility. So the first one that I chose was WebQuest. I feel like it ties in with 4A. With WebQuest, it gives the students the freedom of going onto the internet by themselves, but also the teachers the ability to restrict where they are going by giving them certain websites that they are supposed to be going on with this task. The next one that I chose was our discussion post. I feel like this ties in with 4A and 4C because it promotes and models digital etiquette and responsible social interactions related to any use of technology and information. So in our discussion post, we were encouraged to be very respectful of each other and to reply to other people's posts. Also, it's very interesting to see what other people would post, especially with the online research one applies with digital citizenship. The question was, how would you handle a situation in which a student has been accessing inappropriate sites, and some strategies that you can use to prevent this. And it was really interesting to see what my peers said about this. And for the most part, I feel like we all agreed that you need to be monitoring what your students are looking at by either walking around or being able to watch it on your computer, having buddies. So it was really interesting to talk with the other people in the class and see their thoughts on this. The last one that I chose was Web 2.0. I feel like this ties in with 4B. So it can address the diverse needs of all learners by using learner-centered strategies, providing adequate access to appropriate digital tools and resources. So with Web 2.0, you can also be monitoring what the students are doing, just like whenever I used Storyboard, it had the option to where you could watch and see where the students are and what they're doing on the screen as they are doing it. So the last ISTE standard is to engage in professional growth and leadership. The first one that I chose was our Weebly portfolio. I feel like this ties in with standard 5C to evaluate and reflect on current research and professional practice on a regular basis to make effective use of existing and emerging digital tools and resources in support of student learning. So with this, we were constantly uploading things up to our Weebly portfolio. We were building on our technical knowledge. So I feel like this really helped with my professional growth and leadership. The next one that I chose was our lesson plans. I feel like it ties in with 5B. Also, because with our lesson plans, we were to integrate technology into our lesson plans, and it demonstrates a vision of technology infused participating in shared decision making and community building. With this, it really helps to be able to see how you would use different kinds of technology in your future classroom, and it gets you thinking about like the future and how you would use it. And the last one that I chose was the interactive learning activities. I feel like it ties in with 5B also. It exhibits leadership by demonstrating a vision of technology infused participating in shared decision making, community building, and developing the leadership and technology skills of others. So with the interactive learning, it really helps the students build and share in decision making and community building. So that is my final reflection for IDT 3600. Thank you.